one of DFC episode 4. So we have SureImSure, who has had a phenomenal season in the DFC so far. Suffered his first loss last week, but it has been insane watching this guy fight. See a little bit of pixelation going on here. So if that continues, what I'll do is just follow these guys around. No worries. We'll see if it corrects itself. But this fight is off to an aggressive start. Looks like Pembl is getting in here. He is a dual claw sin. So that works well, but also makes him very vulnerable to that strafe. And if we know anything about SureImSure, he is very experienced in this matchup. He's actually fought quite a number of sins, oddly enough, just by random chance this season. And here it is, he's weapon swapping out. Look at this, man. He's weapon swapping out of that Mind Blast. And Pembl is in a lot of trouble. He's taking a lot of damage. And SureImSure is still at a very healthy life total. But Pembl now keeping that distance. See, this is what makes Pembl the man. Like, look at this. He's doing a great job at gauging distance and CT casting these traps. He's going to try to wear SureImSure down. Going to try to wear him down. He's getting in close and immediately teleports out. He does not want to get caught by that strafe. Yeah, it's a good point. He does need to put some pressure on. He does need to put some pressure on if he's gonna duel at a distance. See, what he's doing here is he's keeping traps up, and now he's got that Mind Blast lock. That's what he needs to do. He needs to come in, just get that Mind Blast lock and keep the pressure on, but try to stay out of the way of that strafe. He would rather have multi-shots coming at him than strafe. Oh my god, Pembl in a lot of trouble. And SureImSure had a nice little name lock there on his way out. He needs to be careful, though, not to hit those traps. Ooh. Man, and Pembl is getting grinded down by that strafe and by those multi-shots. I would agree, Punch. Yeah, SureImSure is a tank, an absolute tank. But this could be the window that Pembl needs because SureImSure, oh no, Pembl is so low on life. But SureImSure's battle orders has run out. So we might see him just keep the pressure on, but oh, it is all over. Looks like SureImSure has taken round 1. And here we go, round 2. Between SureImSure and Pembl. All right, let's see if Pembl has switched up his strategy at all here. See, I like what he's doing here. Early on, it looks like Pembl is trying to recognize. First of all, he's trying to lead SureImSure right into his traps, which I do like that. He's keeping the pressure from the outside, but as soon as he notices that SureImSure is gearing up for that strafe, he is gone. He is out of there. Very nicely done by Pembl. Keeping the pressure on, cutting him off. It's just hard to get those hits in there because if SureImSure is weapon swapping out, there's a very good chance he's going to dodge those shots from those traps, not only physically, just getting out of the way of them, but literally with dodge, evade, avoid. Those skills are so nasty. Oh, and it looks like Pembl has switched to a max block setup. He is wearing a shield now. That is very nice. One thing that I haven't seen from SureImSure this entire matchup here, at least in round 1, we have not seen a poison jab thrown by him. So I'm wondering if he switched up the build a little bit. And that's no longer something that Pembl has to worry about. That's a good point too. It may be Storm Shield for the damage reduction too, Max. It might be comparable block. He is also allowed to retoken into max block. But man, he's taking some serious shots here. And SureImSure he's still at a very, very good life total. But Pembl, I gotta applaud his, oh man, SureImSure switches to the jab. Wow. insane. Just as I'm about to say, I have to applaud Pembl's strategy change here. Yeah, now he's staying at a distance, which is very interesting because he is one multi-shot away from death. Yeah, I see that. It's going to be rough. Oh, man, now he's in strafe range. But somehow Pembl survives, gets out of there. Oh, and there it is. SureImSure takes round 2. And here we go, round 3. SureImSure versus Pembl. So what do you guys think Pembl has to do here? How is he going to turn this around? Is there a chance for a big comeback? Is there something he can do differently? Because he is very skilled. I'm not sure what the strategy is here. SureImSure has this pegged at every angle. I mean, at a distance and at close range. Trap ahead and play well. So basically, he needs to throw traps ahead of where SureImSure is going to be. And that either forces him to run back towards Pembl or to just eat traps. I like that strategy. I like that suggestion. It seems easier said than done for sure. Because as you can see, SureImSure is being very unpredictable in his movement. Very unpredictable. And man, it looks like Pembl is in trouble early. But SureImSure takes some heat from those traps. But he gets a very nice hit in with strafe. Some very nice shots. Good strategy would be to wait for his bow to run out. Yep, keep him on the back pedal until his bow runs out. And then go for it. That seems... Oh, man, Pembl is in trouble. He might have a guided arrow chasing him here, too. Nicely done by Pembl. It's a shame that he's at such a dangerously low life total. Because he is... Look at this. He's really turning up the heat here. In this final hour, we are seeing the nastiest skill level from Pembl. Look at this. Oh, and there it is. SureImSure takes it, but wow, didn't Pembl turn up the heat? I think he just knew. He just knew he had to, he had to be all over the place and confuse SureImSure, and that was his only shot. And I think what I really loved about seeing that is he did not give up. Sometimes, myself included, I'm guilty of this. I get mentally defeated when I'm in those situations. Not Pembl. You just saw his skill level go from, good to absolutely great at the end of that duel. That was nuts. All right, so SureImSure is going to show off his gear that he uses against traps. Interesting. He has two... Oh my god, look at this helm. Look at this helm. This is beautiful. Do you know why he uses this helm? So, this helm is the Artisan's Tiara of Life Everlasting. This helm has an inherent, I think, 25 damage reduced by. Which it doesn't seem like much. You might be thinking, oh, why wouldn't damage reduced by 1% be better? Against Mind Blast itself is very annoying, consistent damage that might only do 30 or 40 damage to you. But it's consistent. So if he has a helm like this that reduces all damage by 32, he takes barely anything from that Mind Blast. That is vicious. Very good call. I absolutely love that. And he's put a soul rune in there to boost up the amount of damage reduced. I love that, man. I got to take a screenshot of that. That is so cool. Very good idea. That's some next level play right there. Very nice gloves. Look at this. 220 passive gloves with knockback, 15 strength, and replenish life. Cat's Eye Amulet. We got a very nice Wraith Knot ring. Perfect Raven. Oh my god, he's got a Fort of Chains? When did SureImSure get a Fort of Chains? Holy shit. Holy shit, that's awesome. And a Faith Diamond Bow for that IAS. That allows him to hit the max IAS breakpoint with only 30 IAS on the helm and 20 IAS on the gloves, and also the 20 IAS on the amulet. He can hit the max amount of frames. That's very, very good. And he's got some War Travelers, and it looks like Swordback Hold for open wounds. Very nice. So what he does is he shoots his arrows and swaps before they hit, so that he has a chance to cut his opponent open. God, that's vicious. What a setup. What a setup. And he's got a 15-4 jewel in that. Replenish life plus 4, 15 all res. Very interesting. Very unique setup. SureImSure, thanks for showing this off. This is some next level stuff. He was ready for a sin. Holy hell, no wonder he wasn't getting damaged much by that consistent Mind Blast. That was really good. Nice job, dude. GG. I duel Maddie a lot. I have to be ready. That is awesome. I need to get myself one of these now. This is so cool. And here we go. Round 1. Joby versus Terry. Oh, man. Good name lock early. Right through the pets. And Terry does a great job of getting away there. Oh, and a good name lock again. And Terry was not trolling. This is a lightning sorceress. The first one we've ever seen in the DFC. Oh! Big hits from MTL. Terry's in trouble. He's going to try to stay on the outside now. Yeah, and Terry appears to be on an ES Lightning Sorc. I have seen Terry on a GGES Sorc before, and he is insane. He is insanely good, and it looks like he's landing some good shots against Joby here. But he is in a lot of trouble. He is in a lot of trouble. Good aim from Terry. Wow, this is a nail biter. I'm literally getting nervous for this. Terry staying on the outside. And Terry is just trying to hit from a long distance here. MTL kind of putting himself in the corner, being like, come at me. Come at me. I'm trying to get a good angle. Oh, man. Oh, man. Nice tally stump. Nice chain lock from MTL. Notorious for that signature move right there. The chain lock. Yep, he chain locked the oak there, which is just as good. I mean, if you can't get the player's name and you're going to engage in a chain lock like that, it's perfectly fine to get one of their pets, because it's going to allow you to keep following them around. And that was very good. A clutch call from Joby there. He was very, very low on life. And that was insane. And here we go, round 2. Got to get better at starting my timer here for the rounds. Round 2, MTL. It looks like Terry went to the stash to make some adjustments here. I'm curious what he did. Looks like he's not rocking that Oak Sage anymore. I'm not sure if he just didn't cast it or if he completely switched up to maybe a damage setup. We didn't see FOH from Joby that on round 1. So maybe Terry switched away from that. You know, maybe he took his Hodo off to go for a straight damage setup, which I think would be a pretty next level play there. Less things to name lock. That's a good point too. Yeah, I do like that point, Max. If he's got less pets, Joby is forced to name lock his actual character, and Terry is really good at getting out of those chain locks, but he does take a lot of damage there. And it looks like MTL or Joby does not have Cannot Be Frozen on. He got frozen by that Shiver armor from Terry. Oh, but Terry is very low on life. That open wounds. Oh, there it is. Joby does have FOH and nails it. Wow. Yeah, it looks like Terry got caught very early. Terry got caught very early with, some good smites. He almost got puddled there in the beginning, and it looks like he got cut open pretty badly. And the thing is, against when you're on an ES Sorc, that life can really diminish quickly from open wounds. Here we go, round 3. Curious to see if Terry's going to switch up the strategy at all here. We have seen him make some slight adjustments for round 2. He doesn't, I'm not sure if he's CT tellying away. It looks like he's starting to do that. He's starting to CT telly away. Oh, but he catches some big hits and a charge from Joby. It doesn't appear as though, Flumpiest here has max block. Terry doesn't have max block on this character. So when Joby gets in close, he does have that free reign to charge him down. Oh, and a very nice name lock. Yeah, we see Terry going in and out here. He's doing a very good job of getting in and out, but gets caught in a nice chain lock. Yeah, that lightning damage is insane. Oh, and a big charge from Joby, and it is all over. GG. Joby showing off the gear here. He has got a Grief of Doom, a Shaco with a Jaw Rune in it. 220 Pally Amulet with 17 decks. Just so nasty. He's got a Spirit for the extra light res there. I do like that. Some Soul Spurs. A very nice caster ring there. T-Gods. Very nicely done. Yeah, and he's got Maras in his inventory there to boost up his life a little bit more with the bow. And he's got a Holy Shield War Scepter for a CTA. That's really cool. That is really cool. Nicely done, folks. Holy. I honestly had no idea who was going to take that. Terry is probably one of the nastiest Sorc players I've ever seen. And I've played him on a full ES Sorc like that before. He is so hard to catch. And he is so accurate with his aim. That was very nasty. Oh, nice helm. 220 with a nice jewel in there. This is basic shit. Not a bad amulet, honestly, for ES Sorc. That's really nice. SOJs for that mana boost. Very nice Trex. I mean, basic, but very well played. Yeah, that's a very nice amulet. I do like that. I wouldn't call that basic at all. Should have went Trang's belts. Oh, for the Cannot Be Frozen, so we can escape those name locks. That's a good call. That's a really good call. Because you noticed he would get clocked either from a charge or something. He'd get frozen, and it's harder to get out of those locks. Life rep, too. Yep, it's a good point. It's a good point. A good way to replenish the life after getting cut open from open wounds. Very good call. For a couple of different reasons there. Very nice, man. And here we go, round 1. Between Dook and VirtualSelf. Now this is a very tight matchup between a Sin and a Necro. I think what we're gonna see is VirtualSelf try to keep that distance. It all depends on if he has max block. And it doesn't look like he does. He's using Spirit, so he does not want to get caught by that whirlwind from Dook. And Dook is doing a pretty good job of staying out of the way of most damage here. Keeping that pressure on. He is unscathed. Very nicely done, Dook. And very nicely done, VirtualSelf, keeping that distance. Close quarters combat there. Looks like Duke does get in some hits. It's hard to tell if it was from traps or if he clipped him with Whirlwind. But both players are at a pretty comparable life total. That weapon block paying off for Duke. He just blocked a Bone Spirit. And in case you didn't know, weapon block on a Sin can actually block just about any attack in the game, with the exception of Smite, I think. So it's very, very handy in these duels. This often comes down to a duel of mana. Who's gonna budget their mana better throughout this duel? Looks like Duke takes a few hits there. VirtualSelf still at a pretty healthy life total. Oh, Duke badly damaged. And VirtualSelf stays out of the way, even through a Whirlwind, stays out of the way of taking too much damage. Duke takes a lot of hits there. Looks like he's Whirlwind locked now and in a lot of trouble. Luckily for that weapon block, though, he manages to escape alive. Oh, nice name lock there from Duke. Oh, man, he could be in a lot of trouble, though. And VirtualSelf takes it for round one. Yeah. Very nicely done. Yeah, this oftentimes comes down to who budgets their mana better in these duels, because these can be extremely grindy. And round two. So Duke coming in, he's setting some traps. This is the strategy we like to see from Duke. He's setting traps and taking it very, he's trying to work his way in by setting traps first. I do like that. And it looks like he might be Whirlwind locked there. Ate a Spirit for his troubles. Oh, man, eats another Spirit. Oh, man, and it eats an IBS right there. So what just happened is you saw Duke take some damage, but there was no spirits coming at him. It didn't appear as though, anyway. It's because Enigma or VirtualSelf was casting them so far off of his screen that they actually disappear by the time they get to him, but they're still alive. And, man, Duke gets in some good shots. He might have cut VirtualSelf open, but he's so low on life. Yeah, it looks like VirtualSelf has taken a little bit of open wounds damage. Duke going in, closing the distance. Oh, and there it is. VirtualSelf takes round two. All right, and here we go, round three. So it looks like VirtualSelf is staying far on the outside, might be launching a ton of spirits in that direction. Oh, man, good hits from Duke. I can't tell if he hit the Golem or if he hit him. Duke staying out of the way of most damage here. Weapon blocking those Bone Spirits. Oh, man. VirtualSelf using that teeth. Duke is unscathed, though. So he might be using those teeth, much like you said, Max, to try to just get rid of that shadow. Oh, and a Mind Blast from the shadow, and a Mind Blast lock from Duke. Tries to Tele-Stomp in and get that Whirlwind hit, but looks like he doesn't have a lot of success with it that time. Oh, and Duke eats a Bone Spirit. Looks like VirtualSelf just throwing Bone Spirits out there, covering a lot of distance. Oh, man, and there it is. VirtualSelf takes it. Very nicely done. Yeah, that is a rough matchup. Those can often go for a very long time. Sin versus Necro, those can go for a very long time. I'm just going to check in on this gear here and see what VirtualSelf was rocking. So he's got a lower resist wand with Bone Spirit and Bone Spear. That's a very nice wand there. Ethereal for style points, too. Spirit of Phoenix. Perfect upped Blood Fists. G-Spur boots. Nasty. This guy's decked out, man. Very nice FPK rings there. A Storm Circlet amulet. Oh, wow. And look at this diadem. Very nice. 2020 Annihilus, 2020 Torch. And it looks like a mix of 25 and 2017 small charms with a very nice inventory of +1 poison and bone skills, 45 life charms. God damn, this guy is insane. With a sick name to boot. And here we go, Dio versus Max. Let's see what this Sin can do. So, in case you didn't notice, he was kind of showing off there. He has got the Necro wand on his hand here. He doesn't have claws. He has, what's the Necro wand called? It's slipping my mind right now, but it's the -50 res D-Web. Yes, that's what it is. Thank you, Joby. Yeah, he's got D-Web that he's using here. So he's clearly trying to... I would assume he's trying to get some hits with Venom in here. So I would assume what he's trying to do is just kind of get the stun going with the traps, clip him with Venom, and quickly switch. I would imagine. I'm very confused by this, but I'm also very intrigued. Look at this. He's actually getting some damage in. Oh my God. No, he's a kicker. He is a kicker. So he's kicking, getting poison damage in with his kicks, and having D-Web do shit tons of damage. Oh my God, that's cool. Oh my God, that's cool. And this is a close battle. Look at this character. This is so unique. I absolutely love seeing stuff like this. And it's interesting, too, because in the DFC, you're allowed to have more poison charms than you would in, some other rule sets. So he can actually do a ton of poison damage. Oh, man, some good kicks there, and Diowind is in trouble. He could be a couple Mind Blasts away, and there it is. Holy, Max takes round 1. That is an impressive Sin to watch, my friend. All right, and here we go. Looks like these guys have already started up here. I start the round timer. I'm so bad at that. So, yes, correction. I guess the poison charms, from what we're learning here from chat and from nycMaxim, is they actually mess with your kick damage. So he doesn't use poison charms. He's just using straight maxed Venom, and he's using that D-Web. He's looking for that name lock. So we can see Dio keeping those pets up now, just to sort of prevent him from getting that name lock. See a little bit of lag going on in the screen share here. It's all right. It has fixed itself. That's good. Oh, wow. And he gets a nice Mind Blast. Thing is with Mind Blast is it's very taxing on the mana. He needs to get some of those kicks in, or he could run out of mana very quickly. And Diowind just trying to pick his angle. He's being very patient. Trying to pick his angle. And he stayed out of the way of a lot of damage so far. Oh, and nails Max with a NATO, and Max closes the distance. Gets in some nice kicks, some nice stun. Oh my God, look at that damage. Not only is that really good kick damage, but he's also got that Venom to back it up. That is a very, very nicely built Sin. I love seeing this. This is so cool. So those traps that he's laying, they actually don't do a lot of damage. It's more for the stun. He's just trying to stun his opponent, kind of just diversify his threats. Oh, and there it is. I think Diowind was taken down by poison to a very low life total, and I think the Shadow Master finished there. All right, and here we go. Round 3 with the OG Kicksin versus Diowind. Just started my timer. Better late than never. Wow, man. I'm so impressed by this. So this is the... Oh, wow. And Diowind is using Volcano now. He's using Volcano just for some distraction damage. Just to get some damage in there. And it looks like it's paying off. It's actually done some damage. But, oh, man, he's got a nice name lock. Oh, big hit from Diowind. Nice NATOs. And Dio's picking his shots here. Oh, man, close quarters combat. Max is in a lot of trouble, though. His life total is very, very low. And Diowind is just replenishing his wolves. He's going to try to pick his shots here. And this is what we were talking about before this started. Sometimes, if you get that early damage in, it can really swing the pace of the duel. And, you know, how the rest of this goes. But something tells me nycMaxim is a very experienced kicker here. And he's going to do what he needs to do to get in. Oh, wow, and Diowind has been worked down by that poison. Yeah, and you see nycMaxim keeping the pressure on here. He does not want Diowind to replenish pets. Looks like Diowind has switched to a bear here. Nice name lock. Yeah, and you can see nycMaxim is not so quick to telestomp anymore. He's not so quick to, you know, finish up with that chain lock. Because Diowind could have NATOs waiting right there for him. I think that's a good call. It's not a bad idea when you have a lot of life to back you up, but he's getting very low, and he may not be able to afford to do that. But Diowind is getting low too, and there it is. Round 3 goes to nycMaxim. That is nasty. God, Poison and Mind Blast is such a good combo, man. Get him real low with that Mind Blast, or with that Poison, and then finish him off with Mind Blast. Wow, that was interesting to see. Yes, please, show it off on stream if you don't mind. We're going to get to see nycMaxim's gear here. Is that an 08 Volk? What is that? That was quick. Hold on. Just show it off on your stream, brother. We can see it from here. Yeah, that is an 08 Volk. Very nice. Wow, man. What is that Storm Shield? Is it just regular Storm Shield, or is it Storm Shield Aegis? Is that a Storm Shield Aegis? That's a... No, okay, never mind. I thought I saw Aegis there for a minute. God, that'd be so sick. Wow. Oh, wait, Volk, though. So that Volk is allowing him to hit that 102 cast rate, along with keeping his IAS up there. And look at this. Some nice pre-buff claws for Venom. So he does that from his cube. And that's how he gets that nasty, nasty Venom, dude. Wow, that's really good. And here we go, round 1. Punch versus DarkCrop. Now, this duel technically favors Rand. What Rand's going to be looking to do is keep his pets going, and he's going to try to telestomp Wiz. He's going to try to telestomp Punch. And, oh, nice name lock from Punch. He actually has his legit name, so all of those spirits are going right at Rand. Because he had targeted his name with those spirits. That ignores all other targets and goes straight at Rand. Unless by chance his pets get in the way. But they are directed right at him. Oh, man. Good hits there from Rand. He's doing a good job keeping the pressure on. Nice aim from Punch. See, one of the hardest things to do with a Necro, and you see Maddie do this on his channel and Synced a lot. You actually see it in his most recent video. The hardest thing that makes you a next level Necro is being able to aim that Bone Spear. Some very good aim here from Punch, and he did a good job of staying out of the way of a lot of damage there. Oh, nice stomp from Rand. Yeah, Punch is going to recast his bone armor here. That's very important against a Wind Druid. That absorbs physical damage, and as you know, NATOs are physical damage. So we'll absorb those. But he's got his work cut out for him. This duel favors the Druid, but he's doing a really good job at aiming those spears and getting some damage in. Look at that. He's got Rand at half life here. Oh, man, good shots from both players. Oh, that was a very risky move on behalf of Punch. He tried to tele-stomp in there and try to catch Rand before he could reset his pets. Oh, man, this is rough. Recast in battle orders. Good look on that. Good looks. And he's trying to hit him with that teeth. He's trying to stay out of the way. He cannot afford to get tele-stomped here. So he's trying to make him run into those teeth. Try to cut those pets out of the way and get some good shots in. He's going to recast his bone armor here, get his golem going, get his pets up. He's going to need to do everything he can do to block these shots from DarkCrop. Very good aim. But is it going to be enough? Oh, there it is. DarkCrop takes round 1. And here we go, round 2. Yeah, because the way out of those locks... Oh, my God! Holy shit! I didn't even stop the timer in time there. I was not expecting that. Holy shit! That was a very fast knockout. That might be KO of the night. All right, and here we go. Round 3. It is 1-1. Wiz versus Rand. Definitely got to make sure to get my timer going now, because holy, that last one was quick. Oh, a very nice strategy from Punch here. Did you guys see that? So what he does is he doesn't get too hung up on keeping that name lock for Rand. What he's doing is just shooting a spear that he knows is going to connect, and he's moving on. Just shoot a spear and move on. He's doing a great job of avoiding a lot of damage. That's very tough with a Necro. That is very tough with a Necro. But what I was saying is one way to avoid those locks is to weapon swap out. So when a Druid starts chain locking you, you want to weapon swap out. And if you get frozen in that weapon swap, it can slow you down and make it harder to escape. Good angles there from Punch. He's really picking his angles to move away after he shoots. That's exactly the strategy that you want to have. And Rand is trying to do that tele-stomp. He's trying to get in there. This is a very high skill level duel right here. This is very high skill level on behalf of both players. You know, a Druid technically has the advantage, but you still have to be a good Druid. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know when to get in, when to get out, and when to just counterattack right there, just like that. That was very good. But also on behalf of Punch, you got to know, when your opponent's weak and when you should follow up, when you should push the pressure and when you should sit back, when you should walk down and when you should name lock. There's so many clutch split-second decisions that you need to make. And both of these guys are just insane with that. Yeah, and Punch is pushing the pressure here. He's trying to make it so that Rand doesn't reset his team. And you notice him teleporting in front of his spirits. He's trying to protect himself on his way down. Oh, and he's following up, pushing the pressure so that Rand does not reset. Looks like Rand eats a bone spear for his troubles there. Very nicely done. Very nicely done on behalf of Punch. But, oh, he's in some trouble now. He's doing a great job of keeping his defenses up. His pets, his bone armor. He's very keen on that. Wow, this is a tight duel, man. I think Rand does have the advantage here. He has taken a lot of damage. However, he's still at a healthy enough life total where he can telestomp and not worry about getting shot with that spear. So you can see that that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get in. He's also needs to be wary and keep his pets up too, and that's exactly what you see him doing. That's why he's kind of teleporting away after these big stomps. He's going to reset those pets because those are his #1 defense against a bone necro. And Punch is doing a great job of just taking those pets out with teeth. Oh, and some nicely aimed spears. And Punch is closing the distance on this duel. Yeah, I think that's a good point too, Doombringer. The longer this duel goes on, I mean, it's pretty mana intensive for both characters, but I would think it favors the Druid for the longer that it goes on. You can see that Punch is very low on mana right now. He's down to 1 row of mana pots. Yeah, you can see him picking his shots a lot better here and narrowly avoiding death from that tornado. Yeah, and here it is. Punch is on his last leg with mana. He's going to really need to aim. Oh! Oh, wow! That could have been one of the last possible spears that he could have even fired with the amount of mana that he had. And it was right on point. Hit its target. Very well aimed there from Punch. This guy is a nasty dueler. And here we go, round 4. I think this is in the running so far for Fight of the Night. This is back and forth. We've seen a pretty vicious knockout from Wiz here in a very well-timed, well-placed bone spear to win round 3. Punch is 1 win away from taking the duel here. Rand has got some catching up to do. But you can see he's really paying attention now. DarkCrop is really paying attention to his pets. He's really making sure that he has a full boat of pets coming at Punch. Because he does not want to, get caught with those bone spears there. He does not want to get hit with that. Oh, nice job. Nice counterattack there from DarkCrop. See, what Punch tries to do is when Rand teleports away to reset his team, Rand is sometimes taking the opportunity to punish Punch for doing that. Oh, a nice name lock from Punch, and Rand wisely just gets off screen. Punch's defenses are down here, and he's in close range of getting telestomped. Rand could punish him for this here. Oh, and he recast bone armor just in time. Oh, and he takes a NATO. The unpredictable path of those tornadoes is so hard to deal with in PvP. Sometimes you think you're safe, and they just make that last-minute turn and hit you. Oh, nice stomp from DarkCrop, a.k.a. Rand. Nice stomp. He's got Wiz on the back pedal here, and Rand is still at a very healthy life total. Oh! Oh, wow! What just happened? What just happened? Rand was very high in life, and all it took was some very, very well-placed spirits with Rand's defenses being down. He didn't have his pets up there towards the end. And he took spirit after spirit and a bone spear to finish it off. That was insane. Oh, that's so cool. So he's got a lower resist bone wand there too. Yeah, and he got 2 bears in his diadem here for that damage reduce. That's really good against NATOs. Very nice 220 ammo there with strength and all res. Spirit of Phoenix. And good old perfect Enigma Scarab Husk. Perfect Mage Fist. Perfect Raven Frost. Near perfect Verdungos. Very nice ring. Inventory full of 20 life, 5 all res small charms, 20/20 torch, 20/20 Annie, and let me guess. Oh, 40 life PnBs. 40 life PnBs. Giving up a little bit of life there, but still pretty damn GG. And here we go, round one. We're watching from Surely Serious' standpoint. So he has a Necro. It's hard to tell if he's max block. He could have a Storm Shield on. He could have a Spirit. Not entirely sure. He did just eat an arrow there. Yeah, he very well could be using Spirit here. Oh, yep, no max block for Surely Serious. So now that Priest knows that, I think we're gonna see a different strategy from Priest here. He's really gonna rely on that strafe when Surely Serious gets in close. Well, what Surely Serious needs to do is cut Priest off and choose his angles. Oh man, staying right in the pocket right there is cost him it. Oh, that was rough. And here we go, round two. Yeah, using Bone Wall can be effective if he's picking a certain angle and running away. But it's going to be very hard to get that going because Surely Serious has the challenge of keeping his bone armor up, keeping his clay golem up, and just trying to stay out of the way of that strafe, which he cannot do. Priest takes round two. And we see Surely Serious going to the stash. Wonder if he's going to make any changes here for round three. Yeah, he's going to go max block. I can't blame him there. I think he should have started there, 100%. I think that's definitely the way to go. Now, we might see his cast rate suffer a little bit here, but yeah, it looks like he still has about 75. Yeah, so that's exactly, yeah, he has 80. So that's exactly, or no, actually, I only counted, yeah, no, he has 80, sorry. He has 80 casts, so that will be good for the second breakpoint down for casts for a Necro. I think this is a good setup for him. I think round three is going to go a little better for him. Will he win? It's still a tough duel, but I think max block against Priest is definitely the way to go. And here we go, round three. Yeah, you can see a slightly slower cast here, but that is okay. It's a fair trade-off, I think, to not have to, worry about taking every arrow that comes at you. And Surely Serious wants to keep that bone armor up. There he goes. Keeping the bone armor up, chasing Priest down, and doing a good job still of staying out of the way of... Oh, man, he's done some good damage to Priest. Wants to keep that bone armor up, though. And Priest increasing that distance. And he's staying in tight. That's a very good strategy. I like that from Surely Serious. Keep the pressure on Priest, but get out of the way of that strafe! Oh, man. Strafe for the win. Yeah, it's really hard to chase Priest down. He's very good at avoiding damage and very good at realizing the angles that his opponent has for an attack. And he'll walk and move in certain directions, weapon swapping and changing his trajectory, but always working towards a certain angle that's very hard for you to cut him off at. And I think he did a good job of that there. I think Surely Serious did. I made a good move switching to max block. I think if he would have done that in round one, if he would have started with that setup, it could have been a little different. It would have given him more opportunity to figure out Priest's play style. You know what I mean? Which is super important. But very, very nicely done. And here we go, round one. Doombringer versus Divinity. Nice CT casting. He's getting those traps right in the way of Lilith BL. And Lilith BL is trying to make him chase him. He's trying to aim those blizzards and make him run into this. And look at this. I really love this strategy here from Divinity. He's keeping an Oak Sage up to protect him from a blizzard. So he's teleporting around, and the blizzard will actually hit that Oak Sage first. So he's just trying to find his angle, trying to get in. Oh, and very nicely done. Very nice name lock there from Divinity. But I think he's seeing right now, I think he's learning that Lilith BL he utilizes ES, or Energy Shield, on his build. So he's going to have to do some really direct damage here to get through on that. Divinity keeping the Oak Sage up. I think that's very good. Oh, man, close Blizzard there. Oh, man, and he takes some damage from that Blizz. Lilith BL, very, very hard to damage. Oh! Oh, he's got him in a nice stun lock. Some very vicious damage there. But that ES protects Lilith quite a bit there. Divinity mind blasting him out of that Blizzard trap that he had set and just really trying to pick his angle. But look at this. Lilith BL is is placing his Blizzards very, very well. Oh, and a nice lock there. Very, very nice. But he teleports right into a Blizzard. He does have his Oak Sage up. Divinity is doing a good job of protecting himself. Well, the thing, too, here with pools is you do see that the Trapper, or Divinity is running through mana quite harshly here. However, in taking a lot of this damage, so is Lilith BL, because he is likely using his mana to protect him. So this could get very interesting very quickly here. Looks like Divinity is dialing back his aggressiveness here, realizing that mana is going to become an issue here the longer this duel goes on. Raven, what's up, man? We are watching Doombringer versus Divinity OV, two of my favorite fighters to watch. And these guys, this is back and forth. We're kind of getting into what I think is likely going to become the twilight of this duel here. Because as you can see, Divinity is running low on mana very quickly. He's completely out of mana pots, and he's going to have to pick his shots now. So he's staying in one spot. I like this strategy. He's just waiting for Lilith to come in. Yeah, and it's such a shame to see that because his strategy was really good. It's such a shame to see him run out of mana pots like this because his strategy was so good, I think, versus Lilith. That was the most impressive I've ever seen an assassin do, against Lilith BL. Because Lilith is very hard to catch. Very hard to catch and very hard to damage. That ES is just absorbs so much, man. Lilith trying to get in. Trying to get that Blizzard. Trying to get a nice placement on that. Lilith going to have to push the pressure here. Yeah, that is so rough to see. Oh, man, but some good hits. Some very good hits. Oh, man. I thought he might pull it out there. Oh, man, that was rough. That was rough. He actually got what you saw him do there is towards the end, he was doing Fire Blast, which is a lot lighter on the mana than doing Mind Blast, obviously. But he was in a really good spot. But unfortunately, Lilith BL had a Blizzard waiting right there for him. It was only a matter of time before that connected. Yeah, that is rough. That is so rough. But also, though, to be fair, if we had mana pools in this, these duels would go on. This duel right here would be a 30-minute duel per round. I could almost promise you that. I could almost promise you. Lilith took a lot of damage there early, I think, trying to figure out that strategy. But I think he got it towards the end. And I think he was doing a great job of, of avoiding damage. And yeah, that's That was a very good play. Yeah, I think a lot of that too, though, I'm sure it had a lot to do with that early aggression that Lilith BL or Doombringer was trying to get used to, was like trying to figure out what was going on. It took him a little bit to like figure out the strategy of Divinity. But like I said, I think he was kind of catching on to it there. I think he was, he was figuring it out. He was really seeing like, okay, this is how he's trying to go about it. So he was making him chase him, towards, very early on after taking that damage and getting caught in those mind blasts, he was making him chase him. And I think that was a good switch. It's definitely the winning strategy. But Divinity also learns. He's he can very quickly adapt to someone's strategy. So I'm curious to see how this will go here as well. And here we go, round 2. In a battle of these titans. Yeah, for sure, Joby. I think that's a good way to put it too. Playing very smart and just knowing that it's hard to keep that aggression up. But we see that aggression come right out here again from Divinity. I wonder if he's really going to turn it up here. I wonder if he just, he's thinking, I'm on a clock here. I need to really push this and try to finish before he can replenish his mana to protect himself with that ES. And very nice job CT tellying off there from Lilith. He's trying to get out of the way of that Mind Blast. He can't stay in that. That will for sure drain his mana and catch him in these locks just like this. Oh my gosh, nice stun lock there. Oh my god! Wow! Divinity does it! See, that's what I told you, man. He's so good at adapting. See, I thought for sure Divinity would have played a little more conservatively there. But instead what he did was he said, I can't give him any breathing room. He said, I cannot give him any breathing room. The second he tries to teleport away and replenish that mana, I need to punish him for that. And that was nasty. This is what I mean. It's so entertaining to watch this guy. He's very, very good and adapts so quickly. And here we go, round 3. Very nicely done here. Okay, so we can see Divinity taking it a little easier at first here, making Lilith come in first. And now he chases him down. Very nicely done. And a nice angle there from Doombringer. He knew that he was going to get locked. He knew that he was going to be in trouble, so he actually teleported the other way. Like, he teleported upstream there when he knew that he was about to get chain locked. He CT tellied the other way. Very nicely done. And that gives him a little bit of time to recover, more time to build up that mana. And now he's back to trying to pick the angle. And Divinity is back to trying to get that chain lock going. And very nicely done, but a nice CT telly out from Doombringer. Oh, man! Have I told you about Doombringer's aim? Did you see that? He had Ice Blast after Ice Blast waiting for Divinity. And it was just a perfectly picked angle there. Divinity doing a good job there now of staying outside of the Blizzard. Respecting the aim of Doombringer. Doombringer coming in, trying not to get too close. He realizes he is still a quick series of events here away from losing. Doombringer got to push the pressure. Where are you at? Where are you at? Oh my gosh, there it is! Holy! Holy! Well, that's what we're talking about. It's just a quick series of events away. Oh my God. And here we go. Round 4. Can Divinity pull this off? Nice, crazy CT tallying here right off the bat. I really like how Divinity has adapted his game plan here. He's conservative when he needs to be, and he really is picking his shots. That's going to allow him to better budget his mana through this fight. Both fighters looking for each other here, it looks like. Man, did you see that? He was Lilith BL's aim on those ice blasts. He almost connected there. Oh my gosh, close quarters combat. Oh, and there it is. Doombringer with a very well-placed Blizzard. And here we go, 5th and final round in this battle of 2 OG Titans. Very nice name lock early from Divinity, but he loses it. And he's trying to set up shop here and catch Doombringer coming in. Very nicely placed Blizzard there. Doombringer waiting for that telestomp. You can see him. He's setting it up. He's trying to lure. He's trying to lure Divinity into that. Oh my gosh, back and forth. A nice name lock. But you can see Divinity that time recognized that style, that new style that Doombringer is bringing into this 5th round here. And he says, I am not teleporting into that well-placed Blizzard that you have there. I think that was very good. Yeah, he's so good at locking. He's so good at finding his opponent and getting on that name. Wow, very nicely done. Good aim from Lilith, trying to lure him in. Trying to lure him into those blizzards. And I like this strategy here. Divinity says, I'm not going to chase you. I see what you're doing. I'm not going to chase you now. And Lilith, still trying to learn that. Still trying to figure out he's not chasing him. He's not chasing him. Budgeting his mana here. Both fighters lost in the moor. Where is Lilith? He's up by town. There we go. Both fighters have found each other again. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When both players are doing some nasty CT tellies, it's actually easy to lose each other. Oh my God, a nice lock here from Divinity. This could be it, and it is all over. Divinity takes it. What a fight. What a fight. Holy hell. All right, we have got to see what this assassin is rocking. Oh, look at that. 65 IAS on those trap claws and 15 all res. Very nice. Enigma of Duress and a Griffins. And a lot of people are going to say, hey, the Griffins doesn't work for trap damage. He's using that for the faster cast rate to allow him to hit that breakpoint. Very nice stuff here. Some life mana charms. I like that because mana can really be a big problem. Mana can be a big problem on an assassin, and he's done a good job there. Very nice choice of charms in the inventory there. So let's check out Lilith BL's gear here. What does the top Cold Sorc use? An absolutely perfect Death Fathom. Of course he does. Frostburns. Oh, look at that. He has hit recovery on the diadem there. That's really good for that Mind Blast. An SOJ to increase his mana for ES. Perfect. Sandstorm Trex. Armageddon Fletch. B mana charms too. That's really nice for an ES Sorc. And some 2017s. Oh, I like this shield. Look at this. So he has this on just to maximize his damage. And some very nice charms, a 2020 Torch, and 45 life Skiller charms, of course. I'd expect no less from this GG Cold Sorc. And of course, he's using Ormus robes there, which gives him cast as well. Yeah, yeah, very good, and a nice damage boost there too. I mean, he knows. Like, this is a very good setup. It's a very good setup for an assassin because he knows he has to get in that big blizzard hit. Between the claw blocks and the fade and all of this, he needs to get in a big blizzard hit, and he knows that. And I think he had a really good setup for it. You could see it when he was hitting Divinity. It was like, if he gets hit by a blizz, he's almost dead. You know, he can't take many of those. So that was a clutch call on Doombringer's part. It was very, very nicely done.